Bienvenidos a todos y gracias por nuestro viaje de Paz Mental. Over the past weeks, we have interviewed practitioners, facilitators, and community leaders of the Chicagoland area. Y hoy, I am delighted to announce that we have Senior Community Engagement Specialist, former advisor of the Council of Environmentalists of Color, and has hosted numerous events in the Chicagoland area. Please welcome Lorena Lopez.
Hello.
¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal?
¿Qué tal?
Well, can you tell us, before we dive in, can you tell us where we're at exactly?
Yeah, and welcome. You're at the Native Rice Gardens here in the Field Museum. This is where I work. This is a completely redone landscape here at the Field Museum. About 5 years ago, our museum decided to change the landscape here and completely redevelop it into natives. There's many benefits to natives, but as you can see, it's one of the best benefits is the beauty that you find here.
You look around, it's just like a little hidden spot that I wouldn't, anyone walking around just never knew this existed. But
and it's our biggest exhibition, and it's open to the public, and it's free for all. And as you can see where we're sitting at now, it's a little hidden little gathering space, but there's numerous little gathering spaces where you can sit and relax and enjoy nature.
Well, today, we have interviewed a lot of practitioners and facilitators around the Chicagoland area. So, with one common goal is to eliminate the stigma of mental health in the Latino communities. So, right off the bat, can you just tell me a little about yourself and your own mental wellness journey that led you here today?
Yeah, a little bit about myself. I have been working with community for the past 19 years or so. And the reason I know that is because my son was just born when I started volunteering in Little Village for a better, just Little Village. I started working with the Little Village Environmental Justice Organization, where I started learning about the disparities in justice, the environmental justice that my community was suffering from. And at that time, I was a mother who was breastfeeding, and I found out that the local coal fire plant was affecting our health and wellness. And so I decided to do something about it, and I decided to start volunteering, and then slowly but surely I started working on that.
Which led actually that I heard that you made a park safer that way?
Yeah. So little by little, I started knowing my community in a deeper way, and really started asking questions and organizing my community and going out to community when we found out that the city of Chicago wanted to build a park for Little Village. Little Village at that point was the community that had the least open space or green space in all of Chicago. And so they were looking to build something, and they were looking at the Silatech site, which is a super fun site. It's 24 acres. It was a tar company that used to make roof products for houses and industry. So they used to burn a lot of like rubber and other chemicals there, which caused a whole contamination of PAHs. I can't tell you, I forgot how to define the PAHs, but basically it's a very sticky chemical that goes all through your body.
And not only that,
yeah, and it was all over the homes around it. And at first the EPA and the city of Chicago only wanted to clean up about maybe 15 homes, but because of our advocacy and our community organizing, we got them to clean up 171 homes. We got the site capped. We wanted a full cleanup, but at that point we weren't fine with the cap, but we tried our best to get a full cleanup. And we got a cap, and we got more drainage because a lot of the runoff would go into people's homes, and that's why a lot of these homes were contaminated. And then, it was a battle that we won, but it came with a lot of sacrifice. And now we have La Villita Park, which is a beautiful 20 acres. And there's a lot of community engaging in that space. There's a skateboarding park, there's soccer, I believe there's basketball. And the organization in Bejo is invested there.
And because of that, does that led you to wanting to host events now, or wanting to like curate events for other people to
see what you've done, or actually make mental wellness, or actually just bettering yourself around nature your goal?
Yeah, so I went from El Vejo to then working at Faith in Place, which is a faith-based environmental organization, and that's when I really went out of Little Village and really started learning about the different environmental injustices all around the Chicagoland region, not only in Chicago, but the South Suburbs specifically. And my main work was with Latino and Black community, and really seeing the parallels between our communities and what these disparities are. But also what I leaned into the most was just this nature-based way of healing. And I love being outdoors and doing stewardship and teaching others what it is to be outside. And then when I started here at the Field Museum, I had the opportunity to really dig even deeper to create programs based on what community wants. And so it's not what one thinks typically of what is health and wellness. So for example, I did a focus group in Alt Geld, and people were like, why don't we just bring old school games back? Like double dutch.
Double dutch.
I used to do that all day, every day, outside, and I was fit. I felt great. I was excited. I
Just being outside, right?
And built stronger relationships. And so we decided to do a double dutch fest at Bobby and Woods. We had about 100 participants. People were so excited, and actually it's gonna happen again on September 10th, where we're doing another double dutch event. We're doing hula hooping, cornhole, and other things. And yeah, that kind of switch. What is mental health and wellness, right? It's not just yoga and Reiki. It's also just being outdoors. It's being outside with somebody, getting your screens off, actually being physical. And being outside and enjoying the view can bring you there.
I should definitely start stretching now then. And was there any like inspiration that you like got the reason why you got into this? Anyone that you looked up to as to why you wanted to do this?
So there's many people that I looked up to, and I think for me the biggest, I don't have nobody in specific, but it was just nature speaks to me. I feel I want to know more about it. I want to experience it more, and I want others to feel that. Just by being out here with you right now, it gets me to a different state. I feel happier. I feel connected. Versus when I'm in an office or I'm indoors,
You just feel trapped.
you feel a little bit constrained. And so I feel that nature is my teacher and my inspiration. But there is wonderful folks out there like Cassandra, who are doing real intentional work to get people healed. And as you know, in our communities, all kinds of trauma has happened or is happening. Everything from gun violence to domestic abuse to the lack of green space. And just opening up this to community. And so it's been tremendous to just facilitate and to make it possible for facilitators like Cassandra to come out to Bobby and Woods, or to come out to a different space that otherwise they wouldn't know, and facilitate that outdoors. And we've had some really great turnout from that.
That sounds great. Well, can you walk us through your everyday mental wellness routine? Anything that you do?
Yeah, I actually do. I did it this morning. I've been doing it every day. I do yoga every morning for at least 10 to 15 minutes. It just takes me to a different place. It also allows my children to see me, use my body and relax, and they can approach me a lot better. And then I also, for me, every time I start before work, I write to Creator. I do a whole ritual before I even start working, just to get myself in a better space, as well as just gardening, having my own native garden at home, really showcasing that you can grow this here, you can do it in a smaller scale at home. And not only does it bring mental health and wellness to one, but it also helps our ecology. It also helps pollinators and birds and other animals to feed and to have shelter and food and water.